Hi, my name is Fantazia Wiggins, and I will be presenting on Joseph Goebbels. He was born in Reich, Germany on October 29th, 1897, to a working-class Catholic family. I couldn't really find much about his childhood, except for the fact that he had polio, which left him with a clubbed foot and made him ineligible to serve in the German army in World War I. So instead, he went to university and got a PhD in literature and history. He then joined the Nazi Party in 1924 and oversaw the building of the party's branch in Berlin. He was very active in his political life before World War II started. He even published a newspaper called Der Angriff, which means the attack, and it was actually very popular in Germany at the time, and it was for the oppressed against the exploiters. So it was for the Germans, and it helped fuel the hatred behind the Jewish community, and it was devoted to anti-Semitism, and it's pretty much what helped Hitler reach his dictatorship status in Germany at the time. He also had a lot to do with Kristallnacht, which is the Night of the Broken Glass, which to my knowledge is where the Germans would go around to these Jewish-owned businesses and deface their property and bust out their windows and just, create a lot of damage for the Jews just because they were Jewish. And he actually oversaw the deportation of Jewish people during this time to concentration camps. He was then appointed the head of propaganda for the Nazi Party, and he was in charge of the films and the radio and basically just all of the propaganda that the Nazis wanted to put out at the time. He made sure that the German communities were seeing what they wanted them to see. On February 18th, 1934, he gave his famous speech called the Sportpalast, which was basically a total war speech, where the idea of the Germans being under attack from the Jewish community was first introduced. And this was one of the major turning points, in my opinion, because it was basically accusing the Jews of trying to destroy Germany and urging the Germans to help take action. Some fun facts, well, not really fun facts, but things that I found that I don't know if a lot of people know, is that it was Joseph's idea to have the Jews wear the Star of David for easy identification. He also urged Hitler not to flee to the mountains during the time period when the Allies were closing in. He urged him to wait it out in his bunker, and after Hitler committed suicide on April 30th, 1945, Joseph became Chancellor of the Third Reich. He later gave his children morphine injections to kill them, and then him and his wife were shot by SS officers, and their bodies were burned. His most famous quote that really stuck out to me and showed that there was some sort of awareness of what they were doing was wrong, and that people may not interpret it the way that they wanted them to, was when he said, "We shall go down in history as the greatest statesmen of all time, or as the greatest criminals."